How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to another league race analysis. Today we're in Miami in the USA. I'm going to take you through my final qualifying lap here of Tier 2 Miami. So as you can see, we approach the first corner. We are a bit slightly down, but then we gain it through turn 1 and turn 2. We try to get a good exit out of turn 3, but we go just a little bit wide. However, we managed to come back to the racing line, and then we get a good entrance to turn 4 and turn 5. Getting a bit on the curb, as you can see, that does gain us a little bit of time as we come towards the end of the sector 1. So currently, as we approach this final lap, we're in P4, and we're up by about around 1/10 is how much we're gaining, and how much we're improving on this last lap. And you can see we have LG Gaffo ahead of us in P3. We'd love to start on the second row if that is possible. And as we approach the second sector, you can see here just how much we are improving. We're currently, I think it's P3 in the Drivers' Championship. I'm going to hopefully try and get an image for that and put that somewhere in this part of the video. So we're just over 1/10 now, improving as we come down the back straight. We're going to hopefully see a lot of overtakes happen in this race, and we about to come around on the last two final corners. As you can see, James Mallon is probably going to improve if he's on a lap, and he does a 1:26.9 get up to Tier 1 with you, and we go P3 at 1:27.947. So we do start 5th in the end there. Gaffo and my teammate ahead of me improved, so we start P5. We've chose to start on the medium tires, as well. There's probably going to be an early safety car, so we just have to, there's no point going on the hards, and I just thought I figured there was going to be an early safety car, so I put on the mediums. We come to the grid anyway, and we don't get the best of grid positions. We get the green, so we don't get the purple, unfortunately. As you can see, I started recording there just to have it on my here we go PlayStation. Apologies if obviously if you're watching the footage right now, it's going to be fine, but for me doing the voiceover, it's a bit glitchy. It's just a playback thing with CapCut. So we had 5 red lights, and away we go. Gaffo gets a good start. James Mallon gets a very poor start. We try and go up the inside here, and an Alpine has completely dive bombed us. So lucky to not get any damage, no wing damage, no nothing from that, because that could have been our race over in just one corner. And we're trying to get past Cav here in the Red Bull, and then a VSC comes out. So now we have to completely reduce our pace, get the delta back into green, and yeah, you can tell we're going to be very frustrated by what happened on that first lap. Meanwhile, moving on to lap 2 now, the VSC is completely over. We have Lucky Nutshot who gets by us on the restart. We're very slow on that back straight because of our wings around this track. They're not the quickest, they're not the best. The Williams does get by us anyway into turn 1. We're down to P7, so we haven't had the best start to this race realistically, and we need to try and get past him again. So we're trying to follow him through here, this first part of the track. Obviously we have Cav ahead of him. Then in the Red Bull, we try to get past him as well. We try to go up the inside of Lucky Nutshot. It's a great move actually. We do get the best of the racing line, and we're back up to P6, chasing down the Red Bull in 5th place. Of course, our teammate then up the road on hards, on the hard tyre. So we're just getting closer and closer to him really with every corner, and as we approach the main straight here, this is where Lucky Nutshot's car was just so quick in this straight line here, but we do manage to pull away from him a bit slightly, and we have the DRS of Cav. We have to try and get by him as quickly as possible, and we look for the move of the inside. We actually commit to this, we don't back out. We actually go for the gap on him. we make the move up the inside, and now he's going to have the DRS, so he's going to come back at us down the start-finish straight. He's going to go up the inside, we give him the space, and we do a switchback on him and get him up the inside once again to maintain position. Get a little bit on the curbs there, which wouldn't really agree with the tyres that much, but we make the move and we gain a place because of that up into P5 on lap 4.
At a moment. Yeah, Jack, that's karma. Like, you deserve that, unfortunately. Absolutely deserve that spin. Like.
You'll just see there, Jack Does Games did have a spin, and you can see my reaction there as to why I was saying he deserved that, because he was the one who dive bombed me at the start, so it was a bit of karma to see him spin. Then a safety car has come out on lap 6, as you can see here, so it's a bit early for us, which isn't great, but we do come in and put on the hard tyres. My teammate Shane is going to stay out, he's on the hards, so he will inherit the lead of this race. Now we come in for the hard compound tyre to go to the end, and we really want to come out in a good position here, so we get the hards on. It's a 2.2 seconds pit stop, so we do get a really good stop there. We didn't have any problems, which is really good to see. However, we do come out in traffic. As you can see, Lucifer and Gaffo there come out pretty much right next to each other, whereas we come out behind Rando and Bear Grylls ahead of us. So really not the best of situations there to come out behind these two. Anyways, a couple laps have gone by and 2 safety cars have come out, or another safety car has come out within that time period, and now we're behind the McLaren of Lucifer as Rando and Bear Grylls have pit. So we're behind the McLaren on the restart. We really need to get by him here, because at this moment in time I think I'm quicker than him. So if we can get by him, we can have a go at Gaffo and maybe inherit the net P1. We try to go around the outside here, and we have to try and commit to this move. As we go up the inside, he is later on the brakes, stays ahead, but it hurts his line. We try and go around the outside, and we just go a bit too wide. We tuck in behind the McLaren just for now, until we can make an overtake again on him. But we're going to try and stay in his slipstream. Obviously we have Lucky Nutshot behind us again, who's very quick in the straight line. His wings are a lot lower than ours, or lower or higher, I'm not sure, but he's definitely quicker in the straight line. As you see, Gaffo battling Davra up ahead. He gets ahead up into P2, so Gaffo's pace really good after that safety car, so we have a bit of work ahead of us as we're chasing down Lucifer now on the back straight here, as he's trying to get by Davra. He tries to break the slipstream, but we follow along with him. It's crucial that we do, and he's going to go for a move. I think Davra does miss his braking point, so they make a bit of contact. We go up the inside of 2 of them and get 2 for the price of 1, as you'll hear me saying there. And there's Lucifer in a wall and collects Lucky Nutshot with him, and that's going to be yet another safety car. And you'll see my frustration there. That's 3 safety cars in a row. Anyways, as we move on to approach lap 24, there wasn't really much that happened in between. We were just behind Gaffo for the remaining of that distance, and now Evan Boy, who was a bit of a danger, a hazard we'll say, this race, has gotten ahead of us, and he has 3 seconds of time penalty, so we don't need to worry about him. However, we do have Rando behind us on fresher mediums than our hards, of course. And we need to stay ahead of him in order to keep, or at least secure, a podium from this race. And you can see Evan Boy is going for a move on Gaffo, and he is going to get that move done, as Gaffo knows he just has to keep us behind, and he's won this race. At this moment in time for myself, our ERS was very low. You probably can't see that, but we had very little battery to spare in these little laps, and we had to save it, but I wasn't quick enough in those straights to really recharge the battery, and the wings the wings were more designed for the corners rather than the straights, and I think that's where I had the benefit. But in the straights is where you need to be quicker around Miami and not slower. So as you can see, we're trying to stick with Gaffo as much as we can. He's just very quick in this straight line. Our little use of ERS is also going to cause problems for us. Therefore, we just have to try and keep the cars behind at this point. As you can see, James Mallon, who's back behind us there, he has 6 seconds of time penalties, and his teammate Evan has picked up 6 seconds now. So if we can stay where we are, we're guaranteed second place. But as you can see, a Red Bull has appeared out of nowhere. Spider-Man has swung in, and there's pretty much come to play a couple of games here, and he's going to get by us eventually on lap 29, and the last lap of the Grand Prix. We are trying to stay with them, and at this moment in time we think the podium is gone, but we know in some way possible that Evan and James have not pulled a 6 second gap to the three of us, so, or at least myself. As you can see, there's James Mallon there, so even if we do finish it, we'll probably get fourth, but we are trying to give it everything on this last lap. There's no one behind us to cause us problems. I think someone behind Randall had an issue, so in that case we are definitely guaranteed something as we come around the last two corners and we come across the line. It's going to be Gaffo who wins, Spider-Man will get P2, and ourselves will pick up a podium, a second podium, a back-to-back podium. And as you can see, what it means after racing tier 2 is so tough, man. It's really tough, and as you can see, I'm probably over celebrating it a bit and overreacting, but it was such a tough race to stay in focus and compete at that level. So you can really see what it means, and what a race. Congratulations to Gaffo on winning that. We do get a P3 and move up to 30 points. So happy days for that. I hope you have enjoyed this race analysis, and hopefully I'll see you for the next one in Melbourne.